Not started, mate.
No, mate, you should start. It was your idea. You should start.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Quite impressed. I remembered that from the big gap.
Well, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. Welcome back to the RMASP, the return of the RMASP, season 2.
RMASP V2.
From the sunny shores of Cheshire once again. Are you well?
Very
Lee,
well, mate.
By the way, you're Lee. Just
to
remind
say,
the
you should have
listeners.
done an introduction there.
Hello, I'm Jonathan. This is
Yes, very
Lee.
well, mate. Obviously, been looking forward to series 2 of the podcast. It's been muted for a little while, hasn't it?
It has,
Between
yeah.
us, for us to get back on the road with it.
yeah.
I mean, you could count the number of requests I've had from people to ask me when's it coming back. You could count them on one hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I
demand is out there.
I was having a drink the other week, and I mentioned I was doing a podcast, and there was a raised eyebrow
Really?
from a potential previous listener.
Do you think this person could get back into it?
No,
or have they just
not.
absolutely
No. Yeah, I think it was just
potted
more
it?
conversation was running dry, so they just looked interested
Yeah.
at the moment there. But anyway, let's crack on then.
So it'll be a similar format to last time. Obviously, all those old features were such a big hit.
Yeah.
It'd be a shame to lose any of them.
Absolutely. So I think there might be one new feature.
Yes. It's a good one as well.
It's a
I
belter.
mean, we've had to replace the World Cup 23. Obviously, the plane's taken off now and gone with
Yes.
our World Cup
Yeah,
squad.
yeah.
So that feature's done. But we have come up with a good one to replace it, I think.
Yeah, we could do a Euro Cup squad if we're desperate. All European players. Could do it by continent per series, different continent.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that sounds like you're banking on at least another 4 series.
I assume that was the case, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that's fine. Yeah,
good.
I've literally got nothing else to do. So
Right then.
that's fine.
Just to
Bit of normality, I think. Bit of the old format.
Ah, that's it, isn't it? So, just give you a bit of an idea on the pun for this week.
Oh yeah,
We're going to have a chocolate pun 11.
very good.
So, any footballer
Dwight Yorkie.
straight in. Excellent, yeah.
From?
So, anything chocolate related. So, like David Milky Way.
Yeah. Kit Kat Simons.
Yeah, very good. So,
Kit Simons, that is.
yeah. Not the best to start off with, but
No.
you get the idea. Keith Curly Whirly.
Very good. Yeah.
I mean, the best ones are the ones where it's just a letter change.
Yeah.
So
They're the good ones.
We'll see how we get on.
Yeah.
So that'll just run throughout the podcast then.
Yeah.
Right then,
So-
feature number 1.
Yeah. As tradition states, we'll start with the best and the worst thing to happen. Normally we do the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But obviously we've now had probably 2 years, so I think we should just bit more topical. We'll just stick to lockdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So best and worst thing to happen to you in lockdown, Lee.
Okay. The best thing for me is since mid-March now I've been working from home. So just doing normal hours, but just log on at home. So that means I can.
Normal hours is about 9 to 11.
Sorry,
for me,
normal
so-
office hours for me. Should have been more
right,
clear.
Okay, yeah. A proper day's work then.
Yeah.
Good.
I usually get to the office by 8. So
Wow,
that
that
means
early.
I'd have to leave about 25 past 7.
Yeah.
So then I'd be getting up at about 5 to 7.
Mm.
Now I can just get up out of bed at 25 past 8, log on at half 8,
Yeah, excellent.
and then log off at 5. So
Excellent stuff.
I've started now, so I can have that a little bit more sleep.
Yeah.
I have a shower in my lunch break.
Ah, very good.
So like 12 or half 12 upstairs,
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
shower.
Have you had any
then have some dinner.
mishaps where you've forgotten you've had a shower and you're on camera in your dressing gown with a towel on your head kind of thing?
No, I was, because at first I was using my own laptop to remote across to work.
That obviously hasn't got a camera on it.
No, so I couldn't use a camera anyway.
Does it even have a mic on it? Do you have to do the
no, it
chat
did have
on
a
Zoom?
microphone.
Ah, right.
Did have a microphone, but there was no camera. So now I've got a work one,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, but I'm just joining meetings with the camera turned off because I don't want to be on camera.
Ah, fair enough.
So, but no one knows that I've got a new one.
Yeah.
So I just feign, they always know I haven't got one, so I'm not going to tell anyone.
Okay.
So,
And you'll accidentally turn the camera on, just like a pair of underpants on your head,
yeah, that could have. Yeah, that's a bit dangerous. It could be a slippery slope.
There's been some good stuff with meetings on live Zooms and stuff where people have taken a picture of themselves propped up against the computer, and then it's falling down. They've just sat there behind the top off, playing PlayStation.
Yeah,
Great stuff.
I've seen one of my mates. He was doing a screen share, and he purposely left another Firefox tab open. To say how to look busy when working from home, which is a joke I will certainly be recycling and casting off as my own.
Yeah, it's been good, that.
Yeah. So the best thing is I've got more sleep now,
That's good, yeah.
and I can just roll out of bed and log in.
Feel better within yourself because of that?
No, I think I just keep staying up later,
Yeah,
so I'm not getting any more sleep at all.
Watching like WWE reruns of The Rock taking on The Undertaker.
I've never into wrestling.
Oh, the glory is.
Yeah.
Worst thing then?
Worst thing has been, obviously, we've come here tonight to.
This is the worst thing.
Hey, let me finish. With our 5-a-side football's back on again. 7-a-side tonight. So obviously, two great things for me today: back on the podcast and back playing football.
Yeah.
So, however, that has been tempered by literally the worst thing to happen to me in lockdown is I've brought some pasta and sauce around here.
Oh yeah.
And have had to boil the pan to obviously boil the pasta in.
Yeah.
And you must have the worst hob in East Cheshire because that took forever to warm up.
It's
I
slow.
put boiling water in it from the kettle as well.
Yeah,
It was so slow. So now we're behind on time, and obviously we're not going to shortchange listeners on the podcast.
No, God,
It just means we'll be a little bit late for football, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
not a problem for me. So
No, so best thing, more sleep, bit of a lie-in. Worst thing, just stood for what seems like another 5 months of lockdown. Waiting for that.
yeah, that's to be
Pasta-
fair. That's
pasta to boil.
you've done a pretty good lockdown. If the worst thing to happen is literally you coming to my house, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah,
Happy
I mean,
to-
obviously, I was very lucky in lockdown. It didn't really affect me.
Yeah.
And people had it a lot worse than me, so I can't really complain.
I'm happy to contribute to the worst thing about lockdown then. Very good.
So yourself, I'd imagine your best thing has been you don't have to go and watch Stoke anymore because
Yes.
they've been playing like they've had the coronavirus all season.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually got a refund on the season ticket, which was
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
What a bonus.
Not I tell a lie. They refunded the matches that I couldn't go to.
Yeah.
Um,
Still a nice bit of... I mean, obviously, you'd rather have the money to go and watch that dross, so...
no, I was happy to get the money back in the account, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. So, yeah, very good.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, best thing. Avid RMASP watchers who are on the YouTube channel following us will have probably noticed what I've been up to in lockdown.
Yeah, I think you've made a mess there, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I've made a bit of a faux pas. So I've been playing like a 12-year-old Call of Duty Warzone, and I finally won a game. I won't bore with the concept, but it's quite
Lion Dean.
very good, nice, yeah. It's quite hard to win a game. Quite often, and this is quite a good one to Chocolate 11, I'm like Flake Livermore because I flake when the moment is right. Yeah. I finally won a game and basically I recorded the winning moment and it came up on the RMASP YouTube channel. So that's the best thing that happened to me in lockdown, winning a game of Call of Duty Warzone.
Was that against other people or just against like,
the
the
real
computer?
Yeah,
Or
so
does it not work like that anymore? Is it always against people?
Always against people. So, long story short, you start off on a map, 150 people, you all jump in, the map gets smaller until you're left with as many people that are still alive in a small circle. So it's...
So there's 150 people and you were the last one left?
Yeah, I
That's
won
actually
again.
good.
Yeah, I was quite happy with
When
it.
you said that, I thought it was like 6 people.
No. Yeah.
Like Stevie Wonder was playing. But
There was someone called David Blunkett playing, I think, actually. But,
yeah, that's actually good.
yeah, so I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Worst thing to happen in lockdown.
Mars Bender.
Nice, yeah, big Lars, yeah.
Is he big?
Well, personality, he's one of those.
okay.
Yeah. I had him on the football manager game and liked
did
him,
you?
so yeah.
No, fair enough.
Big personality. I think he wanted to leave after about a month of being manager, hence his big personality.
Understandable, yeah.
Robbie Twirl. Robbie Earl.
Robbie Earl, yeah,
Robbie
Wimbledon.
Twirl.
Yeah,
Good
it's a
one,
good
that.
one.
So the worst thing to happen to me in lockdown was actually, again, similar to you towards the end of lockdown when the restrictions were lifted. I went to see my nan because every single year she grows us some tomato plants and go and pick them up normally and get them planted. And she was panicking, bless her, because obviously I couldn't go and collect them. So I was like, no, don't worry, I'll come up in the Cherokee.
Oh, gosh.
When lockdown's over. So I went on probably what was the hottest day of the year.
About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That Friday.
Yeah, it was,
it was warm,
ridiculously hot. Drove down to Stoke in the Cherokee.
How does the Cherokee cope in the heat?
It doesn't cope well at all.
No, that surprises me. That does.
There was the best moment for the Cherokee in the year is the spring.
All right.
Because for some reason the alternator fixes itself post March, I'd say.
Does it like the clocks going forward, maybe?
Yeah, well, all the way through winter I had to change the battery weekly because the alternator just doesn't basically
hold the charge.
It doesn't hold the charge whatsoever. But then lockdown happened, and then since lockdown I've not changed the battery. How's that work?
Wow.
Yeah. So I was thinking, brilliant, fix itself. But then we had like a golden period from like March to the end of March, and then it got hot, and then it can't cope with the heat.
No.
So I was driving to Stoke, hit really bad traffic outside my nan's house. I was literally about...
That's the last thing you want in the heat, isn't it?
Exactly. So I was about probably 800 metres from my nan's house, within touching distance, stuck in traffic.
How long are your arms?
Stoke's a very strange place, mate.
Oh.
And I could see the temperature gauge just moving up like that. And then there's a pipe that was like hissing in the engine, so that's obviously probably one of the issues. And it was just getting to the point where I was like, I'm going to have to bump it up the curb, turn it off, leave it. I could literally just...
Wait till we turn it back on again in October.
Yeah, I could just feel the heat literally coming from the front of the car. It was edgy. Quite literally, it was as hot as reactor 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant on the 26th of April 1986. It was diabolical. Made it to... Did
you park it up then?
No, I just basically, luckily the traffic did start to move,
right.
And I left a gap on purpose, and then absolutely like ragged it so to get a bit of airflow, and that kind of just brought it down a bit. But yeah, the needle was it was worryingly high up on the chart.
So what about coming back? Because you parked it, was that enough to cool down?
Yeah, so I gave it about 2 hours to cool down, and then on the way back, it got hotter in the traffic again because that was the only way out. But then as soon as I got near 500, it was
you're right.
drove delightfully, if anything.
Lovely.
So
that was the worst thing then.
Yeah, but that does actually take me on to the next part of the podcast, which is the Cherokee update, which I've just given you.
Yeah. Can I just say, I just hope that during all of lockdown you weren't one of them people panic buying anything apart from them shorts.
No. The only thing I panic bought were parts of the Cherokee because
every time you buy something for them is a panic. So
Spain needed to keep its kind of trade lines open, so I just had to help the Spanish economy.
Very good.
That's nicely worked together 2 little parts of the podcast there. Cherokee update as well. Still the absolute dog of a thing. Looking forward to taking it to football tonight. Then it's currently got half a conifer in it on the door.
Yeah, see, yeah.
So that should add a bit of ballast going around the corners.
Horrendous.
But yeah, I don't know if we ever did a podcast.
Fredo Eastwood.
Oh, Freddie Eastwood, yes.
He was like a traveller. Like his background was like a traveller.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I think so.
No, he did what? Because he was always like a championship player, wasn't he?
Do you remember Southend beat Man United 1-0?
Yeah.
He scored a free kick.
Ah.
Would have been about 2006, maybe 5, 6, 7.
Good knowledge. Yeah. See, not just a satirical comedic podcast. This.
No, I mean, there's been no satire or comedy yet, but
not just a podcast. This.
No, that is a bit of knowledge.
Yeah, it's good that. I know it's not really a player, but obviously the team could be like LA Galaxy.
Yeah, that's just perfect,
or
isn't it?
If it was a national team, the Aero Islands.
Faroe
Islands.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So,
like that. Yeah. Surely we could have thought of a player with aero in.
I did think.
We'll come back to that in case. Yeah.
So, new feature time.
Yeah, this isn't the new feature we alluded to before either. This is another new feature.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is.
How spoiled the listener is.
So, we thought it would be interesting to have your top 10 Google searches during lockdown. So this is not your last 10. This is the top 10 of what you have searched in lockdown. Doesn't have to be funny. Could just be like an interesting insight to what you got up to in lockdown. So, do you want to go first or do you want me?
Okay, I'll go first. These are all, because obviously they're in order and I've just gone through and deleted the boring ones. These are my ones. So these probably go back about a week.
Okay.
So I'll do them in order from most recent to latest, and I'm going to give absolutely no context.
It's going to read
it's up to the listeners to work out, well, why would he have Googled that?
Yeah. Can I ask questions after? Pick out one or two?
Yeah. Don't do all 10, because...
Yeah, we haven't got time.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Infamous captains. 7-a-side lineup creator.
Sorry, it's giggling to myself. You won't find Richard Clouse in that first one.
Takuma Sato Wiki.
Sorry, I've actually ruined the feature. What was the second one? I was laughing too
much. Don't laugh.
Right, sorry.
And I'll start again. Sorry. Right. Infamous captains. 7-a-side lineup creator. Takuma Sato Wiki. Veep IMDb. Greenland Shark 393. Dolomite Sprint for sale. Uchiik Peizu. Gouda Cheese, might be said Gouda. David Boone. David Cameron, South Africa.
Have you bought a Dolomite Sprint?
No, I haven't bought a Dolomite Sprint. They're just 10 of my...
That's good. What were you doing with Gouda? What meal were you making with Gouda?
I wasn't. It was
Were you doing a cheese 11?
You're on the right lines. Somebody on my Twitter timeline, there's like a building in Austria where I don't know if it's like a cheese factory or shop or whatever, but the whole shop front is like all yellow with the Gouda, like looked like a Gouda cheese.
Oh yeah.
And then somebody like did a snap like a picture of it, and in the tweet just said, "I wonder if everybody who works here is Gouda at their job."
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
So someone I used to work with, she really likes cheese puns.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just scrolled through Twitter, I had a little laugh to myself because I do like puns.
Like Rolo Torre.
Yes, super.
Big Rolo Torre.
So I just, little screenshot, sent it to her, said, do you still like cheese puns? Yes.
Okay.
I mean, cheese puns just...
Yeah, they're a staple of the...
Yeah, it's never going to mature, are they?
Yeah, straight in. Haven't got time, right. Let me give you
so
mine.
So my 10, so off you go.
It's good, that. Right then.
I think that feature will definitely stay.
It's good, isn't it? I like it, yeah. Right, number 1, Das Bost. Number 2, Eat Out, Help Out, Government Chicken. 3, Lindt cereal. Number 4, What is a Freemason? 5, Nantwich Italian hair. 6, Original Volvo V90. 7, FM 2020 Loan Signings Championship. 8, Pascal Chimbonda. 9, How do I know if I've got deep vein thrombosis?
Serious?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. After 5 months of sitting at home on my arse, you never know, do you? And then number 10, Emmanuel Eboué frog warm-up.
Wow. Can I just run a couple of queries?
Of course,
against
absolutely,
a couple of them? First one will be Lindt cereal.
Yeah.
Did you manage to find any? Is that a thing? Or did you know, or is that just a general inquiry?
Well, so it came up on Twitter,
right.
It said, Lindt cereal, it's out there.
Oh, really?
And I couldn't...
I've never seen it.
Well, yeah, this article didn't give me a link to it, so I then Googled it and couldn't find it, so...
Maybe it's just in Switzerland or something.
Yeah, it sounded right on my street, to be fair.
Yeah, I love those Lindt chocolates.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not the healthiest thing to start your day with, I don't think. But and my other one would be, how do I know if I've got deep vein thrombosis? Because I easily get pins and needles in my feet.
Yes. It was to do with pins and needles. So my better half was having pins and needles, and she was wondering, is that deep vein thrombosis? But pins and needles is a sign of circulation, I think. Whereas deep vein thrombosis is like you have a pain.
Mine's just pins and needles, and then I feel the cold in my feet or extremities in the winter. But again, that's circulation, I think.
Yeah, I say it was just to allay any fears.
Yeah.
Again,
just the other one, Das Bost.
Yeah, so
I don't know who that is.
Das Bost was a typo after I'd had a few beers in lockdown. So we'd done. We had this thing where a few of us would pick an old football game and then we'd watch it all the way through. And obviously some games had extra time penalties.
Was this during lockdown?
Yeah, so
that's a good idea.
Really early on lockdown. Yeah. One of the best ones was one person picked a game that he thought was like a 3-2, told us it was a 3-2. And then it was 0-0 up to like 85 minutes. And we were just this is going to be a great 5 minutes left here. Yeah. Just finished like 1-0. It was awful.
I saw yesterday, obviously it was the Champions League final yesterday.
Yes.
Someone on Twitter put a little screenshot of, someone had like put on YouTube, like Champions League final stream.
Oh,
and it was like, I don't know if Paris played Bayern in like a group game earlier this season. Yeah. It was like 4-1. And the real game was like 0-0. Like 12,000 views. People watching a group game thinking it's a Champions League final.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It took me about an hour before I realised that...
yeah, you were well into
but
it.
Coutinho's not there anymore.
Oliver Kahn in goal.
That's a better joke. We'll have to edit that.
Oh,
Coutinho is still there. I didn't work at all. It was much better. Yeah.
Tas
Bost.
Tas Bost, there you are. Works perfectly. Set you up for that one.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You were watching that game and Bas Dost was playing?
No, it wasn't even that. We were just talking football and Bas Dost came up. It was a funny name. And I just thought I'd just type into Google after the call had ended. Yeah. And then after a few beers, I was a bit mixed up and just typed in.
Of course, yeah.
Das Dost Bas Bost.
It's tricky to say.
Bosch Bass.
It's hard when you're sober. Never mind.
Well, absolutely.
I think there might be the odd Championship Manager 2001, 2002 players listening. There's a player on there who's really good called Tiemi Klomper. He's a Dutch centre half.
Yeah.
It could be Tiemi Chomper.
Oh, Chomper. Yeah,
Chomper.
very good.
You still get them?
I think so. Yeah. I've seen
them.
They
10p?
I think they're
Once
more...
upon a time.
Yeah, I think they're smaller in size and more in cost now as well.
That's the truth of any chocolate.
But, yeah,
like a curly whirly used to be like a small ladder.
Yeah.
Now it's tiny, isn't it?
You could actually climb a roof with a curly
Yeah.
whirly. So there you go. Top 10 things on lockdown. I quite enjoyed that. Maybe
That was good, yeah.
we can do that in between podcasts. Top 10 searches since the last podcast.
Yeah, I think we should keep doing that. I like that.
Yeah, so probably in the next podcast in about 6 years' time.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Have a lot to
in
go
the
at,
past
won't
6 years? Yeah.
Very good.
Right then, back to the normal feature, just to settle the listeners now, because they might be a bit
Don't want to get too excited,
unsettled
do we?
after that round there.
Yeah.
Steve Mandanda in his Fiat Panda.
Yeah. Well,
Now-
you say we want to keep this settled, but obviously we are big fans of Steve and his Panda, but we did think for this series maybe we could expand a little bit
Because-
and say each week, rather than it being Steve Mandanda in his Fiat Panda,
Yeah.
we could maybe find another footballer who we know what car they've got,
Yes.
and then just keep mixing it up. You just say a date as normal. I'll go on that footballer's Twitter
Yeah,
feed,
yeah,
see what
excellent.
he's doing in his car of choice.
Absolutely.
So we'll
And
stick with Steve Mandanda's Panda for this week.
Yes. And then maybe perhaps some listeners who are avidly listening might kind of send in some suggestions there.
Yeah,
So,
just drop them to @RMASP.
I mean, should we wait to see if any listeners go in, or should we have a think if we can come up with one?
It's a bit tricky to come up with, aren't they?
Yeah. We'll have a think. We might
Okay.
kind of come up with one in the podcast as well.
Paolo Ferreira in his Ford Sierra.
Oh, there we are, straight in.
I hope he's got Twitter.
Ooh, we'll find out next
Yeah.
week.
Well,
Let's not
if-
spoil it now.
No, if the listeners can just tweet them in,
Yes,
because they
of
might
course.
come up with a better one.
Yeah, yeah.
Or a player who's got Twitter.
And we'll kind of live in suspense, not knowing
Yeah.
if he's actually got Twitter until.
And then the
moment.
listeners aren't going to know, well, who next week, who are we going to
Exactly.
find out
Exactly.
is doing what?
Right, I'm gonna go out there on a bit of a limb and ask what Steve Mandanda was doing.
Go on, then.
The 23rd. This is gonna be easy for you. This, and there's a reason why I'm asking it. On the 23rd of August, 2020.
What's the date today?
24th.
So yesterday.
Yeah.
This is going to be his last tweet then.
I'm thinking. He played for Marseille, didn't he?
Do they not like Paris?
And they don't like pay. Well, because Marseille are the only French team to win the Champions
yeah.
League.
What
So
year?
Don't know, but Drogba won it. Did Drogba win it?
No. 93.
93.
Marseille won it because Chris Waddle was there.
Right.
And I think they got excluded like the year after for some financial irregularities.
Okay. I'm thinking of Drogba was incredible in it for Marseille, and then Chelsea decided the year after.
I think
he
that was.
battered him. I
I
think.
think they had a good UEFA Cup run. It wasn't Champions
Oh,
League.
did you?
I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just go back on what I said about football knowledge in this podcast on my behalf.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Kenwyn Jones was playing
Hopeless.
for Marseille then, wasn't he?
Yeah. Right, his last tweet is a retweet from Team Orange Football.
Okay.
I think Orange sponsor the French league, do they?
Is orange spelled with a J?
No.
Oh, okay.
Although Orange is part of EE now, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's still, I think it still exists though, Orange. I
It
think
looks
it exists
like it in France.
It exists in continental Europe, but not in Brexit Britain.
No. So it's a little. It looks like a video call they've done. It's called Catch Up Episode 5, and it's with Didier Drogba.
Oh, lovely.
Absolute coincidence.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Steve Mandanda and Florian. Is it Florian Thauvin?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The guy who was
Newcastle.
hopeless at Newcastle.
Yeah,
and since he left Newcastle, I think he's doing really well.
Oh, excellent.
So make of that what
lovely.
you will. It's all in French, so
Do you want me to translate it?
no.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like they've
Why
just done
have
a
you
little-
read it then?
Well, the people are tagged in it,
Right, okay.
and it says Team Orange in English.
Oh, okay.
I can try and. I think 3 stars of Team Orange. Comment on the differences. Something reports in the final.
Oh, so it's
Don't
Champions
really
League
know.
related then?
Yes, I'd say so.
Okay. So
Drogba's completely bald now. Mandanda's got his cap on backwards.
So we don't know if he's bald or not.
No, he's got a little bit of a... No. Looks like he didn't... Well, since lockdown, he's definitely had a haircut.
Oh, okay. What's Florian's hair situation like?
Pretty standard, to be honest. Nothing to write home about. Just he's not going bald. Decent hairline, dark hair. Yeah, just middle of the road.
Take that.
Yeah. Don't know if... Obviously, this is... It looks like it's filmed at his house, so I'd imagine the panda was just on the drive.
Not in the background, is it? Can you not see it?
No, it's
Okay.
just 2 walls behind him.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
I'd imagine it was just on the drive.
Yeah, should be definitely. Just nestling away there.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a bit of PSG baiting.
I mean, that French I can't read. That was what it could have been.
Yeah, true.
So-
Yeah. I follow a couple of historical accounts on Instagram,
All right.
So like World War II forgotten battles and stuff like that, where they post pictures of stuff. And this one account,
Is Steve Mandanda in any of them?
unfortunately not. Yeah, one of them was basically this. It's always like war. You never kind of does anything personal. And then when Bayern won the Champions League, he just uploaded the picture of him and his mates with like flares on the street celebrating. So they're obviously at Marseille fans. So the idea came from that. I thought Mandanda might have been celebrating, because I think there was another.
Someone put a little tweet up with like the Paris badge and then like peeled it away, and Marseille was underneath. Payet, I think.
That was it, Payet. Yeah, I was.
What a player, by the way.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Very pigeon flying overhead. You might have heard that on the podcast. We're outside.
Yeah. This is full circle. The first podcast we did was outside.
Yeah, first and last.
Yes, I think it was.
Yeah.
Maybe the first.
No, man, this is the last.
Oh, okay, yeah, fine. Maybe the first episode of every series should be an outdoor one.
Yeah, whatever the weather.
Be the tradition. Yeah.
Yeah, get the tent out.
Yeah.
December time. Right then. That was interesting. Good bit of discussion there.
Good bit of chat on Steve. Good to know what he's up to after all this time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure the listeners are interested as well.
I mean, we could even, next week, if we do want to do a double, we could do Paolo and Steve and just see what Steve was up to in lockdown.
Could keep in touch, couldn't we?
Yeah, so next week. Right then, new round.
Oof. I'm looking forward to this.
Just tantalise the listeners. I'm going to have to just move my laptop so you don't see what I'm about to read out. So this round is
inspired by Would I Lie to You? The BBC
absolutely.
show, I think. Rob Brydon hosted it.
Yes, quite a good show. I'll tell you what, on that show, I find someone really, really funny. Lee Mack.
Yeah, he did Not Going Out, was it?
Yeah, but the thing is, I've never really found Not Going Out like, hilariously funny. But I found on Would I Lie to You, he's really, really funny.
He's really quick, isn't he?
Yeah, really sharp, really deadpan. He holds his face well. He's really good.
Very much the opposite to you, I'd say.
Absolutely, yeah. I try and pick up a few things from him.
Yeah, if you could do, Football ability would be good as well.
I imagine he's a better footballer than me too,
I should think so. You've got a better beard, though.
True, that's the one thing. Not related to football whatsoever, but I can't get it out of my head, so I'm going to have to say it. Formula One fans might appreciate this one. The creator of many mundane tracks, Herman Tilke, could be Herman Milke, the continental chocolate that you often get on ferries coming back from France.
We'll have to cut that out.
It's a good pun. It's just not
doesn't
related.
fit, does it?
But anyway, obviously I'm not going to cut anything out of this podcast. Cause
we'll cut it out or leave it.
Yeah. I can't be asked to go back and edit it, so it's, everything's live. Everything's weapons hot, as I like to call it. Right then, welcome to the Hoof, the whole Hoof, and nothing but the Hoof.
Superb.
This is all about the truth, or
the Hoof.
The Hoof. I'm going to read you 3 statements. 2 are correct, 1 is false. You have to identify which one is false.
Okay, hit me.
So I've mixed some of these up with things that you know about me, just to kind of maybe throw you off the scent a bit as well. So it's not just all like generic football facts. There's 1 or 2 in there that might kind of ring true with myself. Number 1, since 1982, at least one Bayern Munich player has been in the starting lineup in every World Cup final.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before. Okay.
You have to remember, I've written this, so the actual fact, I could have just changed the date. It could be like 1983, could be 1984.
Well, it's going to be 82 because that's when there was a World Cup final.
Could be 78, could be 86.
Okay. I mean, you listing things that are true and false is an absolute recipe for disaster.
Yeah, true.
To be honest,
I mean,
2 of these are probably false and 1 true.
It could all be false, to be fair.
Yeah, true.
I'm amazed I've actually got the right year for a World Cup.
I am as well, yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Right, B. Lionel Messi is the player to have won the most La Liga championship titles.
Okay.
Then number 3. Cameron Jones signed for Stoke in 2010.
Okay, so how many are true and false, sorry?
2 true, 1 false. You have to identify
All right.
the hoof, the whole hoof, and nothing but the hoof.
So am I telling you one that's true or false?
Because you're identifying the hoof, the whole hoof, and nothing but the hoof. Tell me the ones that are true, please.
So 2 are true?
Yeah, 2 are true.
Right. I think the Bayern Munich one's true.
Do you want to give me your answers and I'll tell you which is correct, or do you want me to tell you as you go?
No, I'll tell you the 2, I think.
Okay.
Otherwise, then I know it's the other 2.
Yep, yeah, very true, yeah. I'm glad you're in.
Jesus.
Do you want the answer now? Or?
So I'd go with the Bayern one's true.
Yeah.
And so is... I think the Messi one probably not, because I think like Real Madrid might have won loads ages ago. Because they won like 5 or 6 European Cups in a row. So they must have been a great team back then. So they probably won a fair few domestic ones. And he can't have won more than Sergio Ramos either.
You're thinking like Thomas Gravesen era. Woodgate at the back.
Christ. Robinho. Julian Faubert. So I'd probably say that probably leaves... What was the last one?
Kenwyne Jones signed for Stoke.
Yeah, I'll say that's true. I had 2011 in my head for there, but I'm never sure. So I'm going to say the true ones are Kenwyne Jones and the Bayern Munich one.
It's a bold shout going for the Kenwyne Jones one because even I don't know when he signed. As a Stoke fan, I've got no idea. I thought it was like 1999 the other week. So,
still at the Victoria ground, was it?
yeah. Played with the testimonial for Wayne Biggins. Correct, both of them spot on there. Yeah, the false one is Messi.
Do you know who has won the most?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Lovely. Seamless.
So Messi has won 10.
Yeah.
And the record is 12 by Francisco Gento. Or Gento.
Do you know when he
for
played?
Real Madrid.
So
yeah, and it was in the a time.
Did he play centre mid with Gravesen?
I think so. Yeah. It was like when Real won stupid amounts in the.
Were they backed by like the Franco, the dictator?
I'll say yes.
So like people were scared to beat them.
Yeah, I imagine so.
I was reading about that somewhere in Eastern Europe.
Oh yeah.
I think it was like, I don't know, Hungary, Romania or somewhere.
Yeah.
And just like, I know it might have been Serbia under, like before Yugoslavia broke up, I think.
Yeah.
And just like teams just won the league, and like teams just against them just wouldn't want to beat them because
Yeah,
there'd just be
God.
absolutely horrendous consequences. Allegedly.
Yeah.
He's dead now,
Excuse me.
Milosevic, isn't he?
Oh, was he?
Yeah, they did him for war crimes, and then I think he died.
Right.
I think his number 2 might be out there still though. So
Not
it
like
was allegedly.
Not like in Argentina somewhere with the Nazis. It's bunked up with them.
No, where did they?
They-
Yeah, it was
They went to
Argentina,
like,
wasn't it?
South
Yeah.
America, wasn't it?
Yeah. Right,
in
my.
fact-
go on.
Sorry, just a really fascinating book at the minute called Blitzed. It's all about how the German army were on crystal meth, basically.
Really?
Yeah, that's how they did a lot of blitzkrieg tactics, because they were just literally like wired off crystal meth.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Was reading one about.
Spot the dog.
I've
Where's
moved
Wally?
off picture books last year, so about a double agent in the Second World War.
Oh yeah.
And he was when he was working for, in inverted commas, the Germans. His spy master was like absolutely loved to drink.
Oh really?
Like every night they'd be on it. He said like the people he dealt with, there's like a lot of them did have a lot of drink.
Wow.
And like the this is very sinister now, but like the don't think sinister is the right word, just not very nice. The like train drivers who would take the drive the trains to the concentration camps, always absolutely hammered.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah.
god. Horrible, I know.
I don't know if it's a coping mechanism or what. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, it must be. That's a bold thing to drink as a double agent. If you think about it, if you're a double agent, slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
I mean, like we're talking.
He wouldn't drink. I don't think he could take his alcohol, or he probably drank less than.
Like chucking vodka over his shoulder. Like
Yeah,
that.
but they had some parties, I think, because they'd always have, because obviously it was in Nantes, which was obviously in the Nazi-occupied France, so they had access to all the best stuff, all the best alcohol,
wines.
brandy. I think he was partial.
Was it?
But yeah, he was like, his spy master was like from Bremen, I think. He was like an aristocrat,
Right.
in Germany. He might have been like a count even.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was certainly liked to drink over there at the time.
Tell you what, we've covered a fair bit in this podcast: history, science. Next round.
Yeah, the Chocolate 11.
Chocolate 11. The big things.
Yeah. Okay. My entry for the Hooth, the whole Hooth, and nothing but the Hooth.
Lovely, yeah.
I've got 3 stats here, again, all about football.
Okay, yeah.
And you have to tell me the one which is true.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you are looking for the Hooth, the whole Hooth, and nothing but the Hooth.
Lovely.
Right, number 1. Phil Jones says here he's known to women as a 10-pinter, was once sent off in a reserve game whilst at Blackburn, for a headbutt on Dean Windass.
Ooh, bold.
2. Pavel Nedved's ex-wife was in a Czech pop group named Topless.
Okay.
Or C.
So,
in
no, go on.
2011, Devour was fined for stealing antique coins left by another passenger on an aeroplane. Instead of handing the coins in, he gave them to his girlfriend, who then tried to sell them.
Excellent.
One of them is true.
So, the second one, the word topless, is that like in Czech? It doesn't mean topless, but our translation means topless.
No, I think it translates to topless.
So,
Topless isn't a Czech word, which means like bewitched.
Right. Okay.
It translates.
Um,
Now, whether they were topless or not,
Well-
can't tell you that. I've literally just either read or made up the stat.
I think my Google searches for the next podcast might be fairly predictable.
Yeah.
After this one.
So which one of
I'm
those
quite
three is
interested
true?
in Dean Windass more than anything on the Google search, to be honest with you. So, right, I think the Phil Jones one sounds like it could be very true, because he's a bit of a cannon, really, isn't he?
Do you think he is?
Yeah, he's a bit loose, bit kind of.
I wouldn't class him as a cannon.
Wouldn't you?
Well,
Well, I think he's a bit. I think he's an unintentional cannon because he doesn't really know what he's doing. He
Yeah.
just like bounds around, flops around, knocks into people, causes carnage.
a bit like you on a Monday night.
Yeah, effectively.
Usually for your own team.
So, yeah, I'm swaying towards the Phil Jones one being true at the minute. The Davor Suka one is a great story. I feel like there's a lot of detail in it. That might sway me to think that there's too much detail.
Too contrived.
Yeah, to
Alright.
kind of... so I'm thinking that one might be false. And he doesn't seem like the type of guy to not own up to something.
I don't know the guy.
Yeah, I think he's a fairly stand-up. But then you play for Arsenal, though. So that's just me putting my anti-Arsenal
Yeah, I'm
sunglasses
sick of
on
it.
though.
You should appreciate him.
I do like Davor Suka, though.
Yeah, me too. That chip over Schmeichel, eh?
Lovely. Oh, for that, right, it's got to be false, right. So I'm down to Phil Jones and the Czech group Pavel Nedved.
His ex-wife.
Is he the kind of man to remarry Pavel? Because he's not exactly the best looking bloke, is he?
He must be one of the richest men in the Czech
Well,
Republic.
yeah, true. Up there with the Jan
He had
collar.
fair barnet, didn't he? Nedved.
Yeah,
Flowing
yeah.
locks.
Unlike
Not
Jan,
flowing, but
yeah, unlike Jan Collar. He was Czech, wasn't he? Big, bald
yeah.
target man.
It's like 6'9" or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Played for Dortmund.
I think so, yeah. I should always remember it. Like the
Yeah,
Euros.
do you remember Euro 2004? They had him and Milan Barros up top.
Oh, yeah. Big Milan.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go. I think Phil Jones is correct because that's the kind of... I reckon it's correct because I think you've heard that on the podcast with Dean Windass.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Okay.
So I think the hoof, the whole hoof and nothing but the hoof is that Phil Jones got sent off for headbutting Dean Windass.
Okay. Phil Jones has never been sent off for headbutting Dean Windass. Pavel Nedved's ex-wife was not in a Czech group named Topless. Davor Suka was fined for
No.
stealing antique coins left by another passenger on an aeroplane.
Get away.
Now, my source for that is Wikipedia, so certainly true.
That's, yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah.
The middle stat about Pavel Nedved is massaged a little bit
Yeah, yeah.
because Alexander Hleb's ex-wife was in a Belarusian
Okay, yeah.
pop group named Topless,
Right.
and the Phil Jones one I just completely made up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've absolutely kippered you with it.
Yeah, done well there. That's good, yeah.
Yeah, fresh catch.
Catch of the day.
Catch of the day.
Excellent. Speaking of making things up, this kind of segues nicely into the Jonathan Mottram Media Watch.
Oh, my favourite
great, isn't
my favourite feature. I'm so glad it stayed with us.
I've missed this, so I've got 3 for you this week. I've gone all out.
Dazzle
to,
me.
Search for them. So the first one, this was the Express.
A reputable source. Then.
Absolutely, yeah. So you look at that and think, well-known newspaper, national newspaper,
Yeah.
shouldn't be kind of messing around with silly headlines or anything like that.
No, no major selling UK national newspapers would do that, would
No,
they?
absolutely not. They're noble and holding integrity a lot of the time, aren't they? So
Yeah.
I'll probably get the pronunciation incorrect of the person there, but it shouldn't detract from the headline anyway.
Go
So,
ahead then.
Barcelona president confirms Quique Setién is out as Lionel Messi demands transfer exit.
I don't see how those two events are related, really.
Go on, expand for me.
Not sure why. What's his name, the manager?
Kike Setien, is it?
Sure why his sexuality's come into it.
I
What do you mean he's out? I don't think it's up to the president to confirm that. I should do it in his own admission. What's the word? His own? You're an English teacher.
His own.
Volition.
I am off. I'm off duty here. I've been off duty for a while. So.
What's the word? Volition.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are an English teacher. Or are you just kidding on?
I am an English teacher, but I am currently off duty. So you wouldn't expect a fireman to put out a fire when he's off duty at home.
Okay.
So, I'm not a walking dictionary at home or at school.
No, I don't see why he's been outed by his chair. I mean, I know the chair was supposed to fall out there because they were absolute shambles against Bayern, but there's no need to do that.
It's not his decision, is it? Not his decision to...
I hope that's why Messi hasn't demanded a transfer exit as well.
You'd hope not. Ooh,
No.
Maybe we've uncovered something here. Maybe we've uncovered
It's very sinister, isn't it?
Yeah, the vile, anti kind of...
It's homophobic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
the word you're looking for.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm off duty.
You can tell you've not been at school for 6 weeks.
6 weeks, 6 months.
Well, yeah.
Christ.
You've been back in, haven't you?
I haven't stepped foot in the place. That's them telling me not to come in back. School's been normal for about 5 months. Just stay at home, it's fine.
These are the best exam results you've seen in years.
Right, second one.
Go on then.
Teamtalk.com. So this is it's one of those like websites where you see crop up on Twitter quite a lot. I think it's like is it one of these fan-run websites? But
I know nothing about it, but I'd definitely take it as a source over the Daily Express.
Yeah, absolutely. So teamtalk.com, fairly reputable source for
Is it?
transfer information.
Go on then.
See what we think of this one. Moyes knows Rice is in demand, but sets out West Ham stance. That's David Moyes. What are your thoughts on David Moyes there?
So read it again.
Moyes knows Rice is in demand, but
Okay.
sets out West Ham stance.
I mean, at the start of lockdown, I know there was a few things which were sort of rationed and that weren't readily available, but I don't think rice was one, was it?
It wasn't anything that cropped up. It's been in demand
No.
at that time, so I don't quite know what Moyes is on about here.
No. Even if, I don't know how old that headline is, but...
The thing that sticks out to me is why is David Moyes speaking about West Ham's kind of need for a food? Surely that would be the catering department. I don't know why he's coming out publicly.
Well, some managers sort of like to literally manage every aspect of the whole club. I think Brian Clough was like that. I don't think Moyes played for him, but West Ham pretty honking last year. I think he needs to worry about what's going on the pitch, not what they're eating in the canteen.
Absolutely.
To be honest.
I think there's nothing more to be said about David Moyes' misjudgment there.
Are they just West Ham not bothering with it then? So do the players all want rice for their pre-match or after the game? And he's saying, look, we're not having it. Perhaps that's modern, like European coaching methods. They have these good diets. Maybe rice is...
Yeah, no carbs.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, true. So it could actually be really good management for them.
Yeah, he could be making sure they're fit and...
Yeah.
I mean, they could do with the help, to be fair.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, maybe we can see how that plays out next year to see if they've actually altered the diet.
Well, the proof will be in the rice pudding.
Yes. Oh, excellent. I was thinking
that was off the cuff. That was good,
good.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
sharp that.
Yeah.
I was thinking we could maybe get in touch with some of the West Ham players on Twitter and see if anyone wants to come on the podcast and we can interview them and see if we can get some information about the diet at West Ham. So
even better if one of their surnames rhymes with a particular car. And they own that car. That could be. We could get them on for just a chat to follow this up and promise them, look, new feature will literally be about.
Excellent. Yeah. It should be fairly easy. I mean, the podcast is gathering quite a bit of momentum now.
Yeah.
So it should be fine. That.
It's got about as much momentum as that Brexit march.
Yes.
Farage.
Satire.
Yeah. Satire from about a year ago, but we'll take it.
Still there, we'll have it.
Yeah.
Right, final headline.
Go on then.
Footballlondon.com.
Right.
So I can't, obviously, not living in London, I don't know if this is something that's well read, but it's there, it's out there.
Are you going to read it for me in a Cockney accent?
No.
Okay.
I'll do it in a South African accent.
Okay.
So it'll probably end up Cockney.
I can't tell the difference. Go on.
No, I'll keep it simple. I don't want to confuse matters. Quite a long.
The South African listeners might get confused. So.
Yeah, true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got quite a kind of southern South African accent, so obviously we don't want to alienate the northern South Africans there.
It's weird when you think, like, if someone says do an accent, you do it, but, like, they must sound so different in different parts of Italy or France. Yeah. It's like someone saying, do an English accent. It's always like a Cockney one. Yeah. But no one ever does, like, a foreigner wouldn't do like a Manchester or
definitely.
Geordie one, would
they?
It's
interesting.
More culture.
Again, just brimming, overflowing
Yeah.
with culture and history today. Right then, get your chops around this one, Mr. Sowers. FootballLondon.com. Tottenham transfer rumours. Cock battle. Conflicting Ndombele reports. 10 million Wilson deal. So, like, I'll be honest, it's poor journalism because they've just thrown in quite a few things there.
Yeah, well, this is what you're there to pick up on, isn't it?
Absolutely. So there's quite a lot of things to take in. I'll just repeat it for you. So the title is Tottenham transfer rumours, cock battle, conflicting Ndombele reports, comma, 10 million Wilson deal.
All right. It sounds like for some reason in Tottenham's changing rooms or the showers, they're having some sort of cock battle.
Potentially,
And
yeah.
it sounds like maybe Dembele won and people are going around saying he lost.
Yep.
They could be the conflicting reports. And a 10 million Wilson deal,
Yeah.
I think they really want to be looking at a centre-half, not signing up presumably some sort of sponsorship deal with a tennis racket manufacturer.
I think are they having some sort of like tennis tournament in training to try? It's Mourinho, isn't it? So is Mourinho trying something a bit different?
I hope they're not trying to knock Wimbledon off the pedestal.
True.
Because it didn't happen this year, did it?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe Tottenham are going to host a Grand Slam
I was going to
instead.
say, yeah, it could be the new stadium. They're trying to try something new. That's a lot of money to spend on tennis rackets.
That's going to be a lot of rackets, isn't it?
Yeah. Unless do you think they're going to use the rackets as like the body of a fake fan, and they're going to put a Tottenham shirt on the racket and put that on the seat?
Maybe but 10 million is still too many.
Yeah,
They're not many Tottenham fans, are they?
How much is a racket there? They might have bought like top
I
grade.
bet some of them are like well expensive. Like some
Yeah.
cricket bats, like 500 quid.
Yeah.
I reckon tennis rackets will be a lot as well.
Could have bought like a Roger Federer special.
Maybe. Is he sponsored by Wilson?
No, don't know. Yes, we'll check that.
That's that cleared up then. No, I don't know why they've spending 10 millions on tennis rackets.
Similar to West Ham, poor club management really. If they're shelling out that kind of money, West Ham are having a bit of an issue with rice supplements.
We were talking Moyes up before, saying he's keeping the players on the right diet.
I don't know. I feel like football's just run by idiots now in London after that headline.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, fire off footballlondon.com a tweet. Let them know your thoughts.
Yeah, maybe we can get one of their
Maybe we can get
journalists on the podcast. It's going to be a busy podcast next week, isn't it? Christ. Paulo Ferreira driving in his Ford Sierra as well.
Oh.
Bloody hell. Right then, final part of the podcast.
Just last bit on football. Do you have any idea when you might be allowed back in at Stoke?
Hopefully 2030.
Well, yeah. I mean, worst comes to the worst. How soon are you going to be back?
You don't know what you read here. Like one says October, one says 2021.
Really?
So I think it'll probably be October, but just season ticket holders. So,
Have you got one this time?
I've not renewed it, but I assume they're going to give me the option to do it.
Yeah, they always do.
And then I think it'll just. But I don't know how many season ticket holders. I think there's like 10,000, maybe.
You should be able to space them out.
Yeah, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? So, yeah, because that's like a third of the stadium now. So, should be doable.
You just have to make sure you get some new jeans before you go back, won't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because flares are banned from football stadiums, aren't they?
Yes, straight in the chamber, ready to go. Excellent. Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't care when you're going back to Stoke. I just
Just
did it for
want
that
to
gag.
get
Yeah.
Worst 2 minutes of mundane chat about Stoke for that. It's a great guy.
It's not mine. I've stolen it off another podcast.
Oh, have you?
Okay, yeah.
Right. Well, maybe they'll listen to this podcast first, and they'll listen to the podcast
Hopefully, yeah.
Second. Right then, final part of the podcast.
The crescendo.
Is it free?
I've heard this described as the biggest test of wits since Mahou against Eisner.
Got two for you, mate.
So, let's just do one and save one for next week.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because time's going on.
I could have three.
Let's space them out.
Go on then.
Well, we'll see how long the first one takes.
Yeah,
We'll judge it from there.
Great tennis reference for, by the way. I was in marathon that game, wasn't it? Back in the day.
Yeah, this will be the longest ever now. They changed the rules, haven't they?
Are they?
It goes to like, I think you can get to 10 each, or maybe 8 each.
Yeah.
Then it goes to like a tie break. You know, like an old tie break on the earlier sets. It's finished on a tie break now. You have to win it by like X number of points, but it'll cap now at that number.
Then again, Tottenham
I think it was 70-68.
Oh, was it? Wow.
If it is, that's great knowledge because I haven't looked that up.
True. Tottenham might have something to say about that. They were their tennis tournament, so
we'll have to see what they say next
know.
week, won't we?
Right, is it free?
Go on then.
So I went to the co-op.
Yeah.
kind of about a week or two ago. And I went in, and I was sent to get Ben & Jerry's. So went around the store, found the Ben & Jerry's.
Mm-hmm.
It cost £5 for a tub of Ben & Jerry's.
They are expensive. It is nice, but they are expensive.
Ridiculously expensive. So
saw you coming, didn't they?
Absolutely, yeah. Got to the till, scanned it in, and then
Did you do self-serve or the?
I was at a cashier. This is key to the story.
Okay, so
Yeah. So scanned it in, and then we're going through, and she says, "Oh, do you know we've got a deal on with Ben & Jerry's?" And I was like, "Go on." Ears pricked up.
Yeah.
She said, "If you buy one tub of Ben & Jerry's, you get a co-op pizza
Okay.
for £5. So you can buy a tub of Ben & Jerry's for £5,
Yeah.
or you can buy a tub of Ben & Jerry's
Yeah.
and a co-op pizza for £5. So
Yeah.
obviously I was like, yeah, brilliant, definitely do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good deal. That sounds.
At the minute, would you say the pizza is free?
No.
Okay. The lady said to me, what you can do is, because there's a queue behind, I'll scan all this through, you can pay for it, then go and grab a pizza on the way out, which I did. So when I pressed contactless on the contactless machine, I'd only paid for what was in my basket, which was Ben & Jerry's. And I then walked to get the pizza after I've paid, so technically that pizza was free.
I do. Obviously, I don't.
Because she didn't scan the pizza.
Obviously, I don't think it's free, but that is a really good twist on it.
Yeah.
I like, even if you'd made that up,
Yeah.
that is great. Now,
it happened vaguely like that. And that slapping noise was me so excited that might have gotten me hitting my own legs.
I think it's not free because you couldn't have just walked in and taken the pizza without having to spend the £5 on the Ben & Jerry's.
But the receipt doesn't have any evidence of me buying pizza on there.
Yes, I know.
So therefore, the pizza is free.
No, if it's not on the receipt, that doesn't mean it's free.
We have to think then.
I've worded that wrong. But I could go in and just steal something. I said, it's not on the receipt, it's free.
So did I technically steal a pizza? Is that what we're saying?
No, it does sound like that. I mean, if I was the police, I probably would buy that as an explanation, what you just said.
Yeah,
It'd have to be corroborated by the cashier.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But no, it's not free because you couldn't have just walked in and taken the pizza. You couldn't have walked in and even said to the cashier, "Oh, I want some pizza."
Yeah. That's really close.
I did like it, yeah.
That's really close.
When you started, I was thinking, we've been through this before, like, if it's like something's buy one, get one free,
Yeah.
it's just £5, so you've got £5 for some Ben & Jerry's, or £5 for Ben & Jerry's and the pizza.
Yeah.
But no, you put a spin on it for me,
Yeah.
so it is appreciated, but it's not free. You couldn't have got it without exchanging money for something else. I do like it, though.
Whilst we're on the topic, just to go back to the story, I was that happy with myself after, obviously, having a pizza for free, in my eyes.
Incorrectly, but go on.
Got back in the car, dropped the shop off, went back in, bought 3 more tubs, 3 more pizzas. Got 3 pizzas in the freezer, melting stuff. But yeah,
And 6 litres of Ben & Jerry's.
great deal, honestly, can't beat that.
No, it is a good deal to say.
Yeah.
Is it still on or not?
I don't know. Obviously, I've not run out, so I've not needed to go back.
How long
yet.
ago was it?
2 weeks, I think.
Oh, maybe then.
Yeah, it might be.
I don't know how long it was on before you went.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's worth a look, I think.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
There's a co-op near me, so I might go and have a
We're
look.
popping in.
Yeah.
A good deal. Not free, but a good deal.
No, a lot of the ones you come up with are great deals. They're just not free.
Just not free.
Yeah.
But there we go.
So we need to wrap it up now because we will be back at our Monday Night Football.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel, to be perfectly honest with you, like I'm going to be like a grounded tanker
Yes.
at this game. Spilling oil everywhere. Just gravy leaking out of me.
So we've just done 60 minutes of sweaty incompetence, and now we'll be going to do the same again on the football pitch.
Straight in. Excellent stuff.
See you next week.
Take care.